Hi guys, my name's Kathy and this is my first ever video for planning on the cheap. I am new to this and I just wanted to kind of cover the basis of planning, but planning cheaply, as it said, planning on the cheap. I am new to Happy Planner. I just started at the beginning of October of 2019. We're just now at the beginning of November, and somehow in a month's time I have amassed quite a bit of stuff, but I'm trying to do so where it's not costing me so much money. With that, I'll give you an example. I have been wanting to get some bill trackers, expense trackers, things like that, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. It's not something I just really have a lot to spend on. We're not hurting for money, but why spend it full price when you can get it even cheaper? And so I set out on a mission a couple weeks ago now, and we went to a town about 80 miles north of us, and I went into Hobby Lobby and I did some shopping. And I do have to preface this with, we live in a small town in Missouri. We just moved here. I am from just north of Little Rock. So I grew up within 25 minutes of pretty much any store I wanted. Any craft store. In a 1 mile radius in North Little Rock, I could go to Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and Joann's in one trip. And it would be nothing. Meanwhile here, I have to travel a good hour and a half just to get to one. So when I went there, I was just looking around. I actually went for, let me show you what I went for. I actually went for these rings. We were exploring that town anyway, but I wanted some metal expander rings for my classic size Happy Planner. And I know I just told you that I've only been doing this for a month, but I do have 2 planners. Yeah, I kind of went a little crazy. At first, I couldn't make up my mind which I wanted. I finally ended up with the mini, and I got the homebody. It was the deluxe, so it came with the metal rings. That's what I started with. I ended up getting my deluxe cover from Amazon. Probably going to cover how I did that another time, but basically this did not cost me a penny. It was shipped to my house. It's been great, but it didn't cost me anything. Then I was in Walmart and I found this one, and this was an 18-month one. What had happened is I had looked in different Walmart stores for stickers and all that stuff, trying to keep it cheap, but to fill up my supply. And one of the local Walmart around me, on their app, I don't know if you know this, but on the app you can, let me see if I can find something with the barcode. Not sure I have anything with the barcode right in front of me, but you can scan a barcode. Oh yes, I do, right? No, I don't. Thought I did, but I don't. You can scan a barcode, and in it, Walmart app has the option where you can see what it is to ship it to you, or buy online, basically, or what it cost in your store. And you'll have to excuse that. That is my cockatiel. He's getting quite old, and he thinks if I'm talking, I must be talking to him. So he's going to sing to you today, tell you his name. But anyway, if you go to the top of your app and you select at your store, or your store, something like that, it'll show you where it's located, the price, and all of that. I had been looking, and they had some Happy Planner stickers, books, on clearance for $3, and they had, like the Happy Notes and all of this on clearance. So I was going and looking. Didn't really find those. I did find one sticker book when I found this. But what happened was, it said it had several planners that were basically expiring, but I wanted them because I knew I could repurpose the pages. And I, of course, wanted the rings, you know. That was before I had these. And so I actually only had the mini black rings. I don't know if I can find any right now. I had a bunch of those because I had found a bunch of the big Happy Notes and on clearance, and they had all came with the little mini rings. And then I had the mini rings for my mini planner. So I thought, you know, if I could find even those, that gave me a bigger size ring that I could use for whatever I wanted. Covers for whatever I wanted. Anyway, they had 2 designs of the 2020 planner. I've seen those in multiple Walmarts. And I noticed behind the cardboard, was this one. And I hadn't seen this one. It wasn't showing up on the app, and I had never seen this one. It was an 18-month planner that started July of 2019 to go through December of 2020. Well, this was October, beginning of October, and I thought, well, I can just pull out those few months, repurpose that paper however I want, and I still have from October through next December. It was the same price as the 12-month planners. I went back and forth, and I ended up getting it. So that, even though I went back and forth, it ended up being an impulse buy. But anyway, I went into Hobby Lobby to get these metal rings and just to look and see what they had. It was a new Hobby Lobby for me. Hadn't been there before. And I noticed they had, next to the Happy Planner stuff, they had the Agenda 52 stuff. And they had a sign up that said all of the Paper Studio products were 50% off. That was the sale they were running. So I was looking at the Happy Planner stuff, and essentially the pages were pretty much the same. The difference was the holes. You know, Happy Planner has the little umbrellas, and the Agenda 52 had, I believe it was 6 holes, regular round holes. And I thought, you know what? I can pay what the Happy Planner is, because I wouldn't have got the discount. You know, my discount, my 40% digital coupon through Hobby Lobby went towards the rings to save me more money. And it was my main focus on going. Or I could get these. This one was $5.99, and I don't have them out. I will show you them. Don't worry. This one was $5.99, so that made it $3. And honestly, I probably wouldn't have bought this second pack necessarily if I had realized exactly what it was. But at the same time, I do use both currently. You'll see what I mean. This is the smaller one, and I know you see this one here shorter. That's actually what I'm going to be showing you in a minute. And this one was $4.99. So I paid $2.50 for this pack, and I paid $3 for this pack. I spent $5.50 for both. This one had 13 inserts, 26 double-sided sheets, 13 inserts. And this one is double-sided as well, and it has 24 sheets. So I have quite a few months worth of planning. But I want to show you what I did with the big one. Let's start there. The big one I have found out I tend to like better. I wanted it... I have my mini, and that was supposed to be my planner. I'm finding I use that more as traveling and just play with it. And that this classic is becoming more my go-to. I don't take it with me, but this seems to be the one that I use more. Let me go to December to show you what those inserts look like. Pull them out. We'll hold one up and you can see. You see those 6 holes? You can see them due to that wax warmer. That's the original 6 holes. The reason I'm showing you that is because I got excited and I went ahead and taped them all up and punched them like I wanted them. And then I thought, maybe I shouldn't have done that yet. I wanted to show you guys. So this is the big one. This is what came in this package. And on it, it has basically your overall budget. This one's going to be December's. I just wrote the month. I have not written any of the amounts of what we budget for it. But, you know, here goes from your housing to your vehicles, your utility bills, daycare, memberships, etc. You write in your household income, and then you have what you budget for it, which I'll give you an example. I always budget $150 for electric. I do not know what our electric is going to run. This is a new house. We have had it for a few months, but when we moved here, it was still the end of summer, and the bill was really good. We had an energy saver on our air conditioning, and that kept our bill really well. This next month, I have a feeling my bill is going to be really high. We have hit a cold spell really early in the year, and my husband ended up getting pretty sick. He works at one of the local elementary schools, and he got what the kids had. And with it, he was cold all the time, and our heat was almost always at 78 for well over a week now. So I have no idea what my bill is going to be. So for December, I'm going to still budget $150, but if it goes over, it's fine, because, you know, this is just kind of an estimate. I always try to round up, because I know I don't spend that the majority of the months. At least I didn't in Arkansas, and I'm really hoping I don't here in Missouri. When the bill comes in, I'll have the actual amount, the due date, which for us is the 10th of every month, and then a section to put if you've paid it. Under this, you know, we don't have a lot of these bills. We don't have a gas bill. We don't have a water bill. We have a well here, so we don't have a well. Or I'm sorry, we don't have a water bill. We don't have internet currently. We don't have cable. Things like this. For us, we have 5 small little different things. One's a doctor's bill. One, we bought a new bed. You know, just 5 little things under credit and loans. And so what I write across this line is see below. And then under daycare, I just list the 5 items. And I just do the same thing that I do with these up here, down here. For us, we don't have any memberships. Don't have to worry about that. Savings. That's not the line I want to go to. Savings, we are working on like a Dave Ramsey type plan where, you know, you save your little emergency fund and then you pay down these few little debts so that you can really build up your savings. Our goal is to buy some land in the next couple of years. That's going to be our land. You know, right now we rent. We've rented our whole marriage, which is 7 years, and that's fine. It has worked for us, but we're ready to buy a house. Daycare, we don't have children right now, so I don't have to worry about that expense. So I just leave that blank. I can mark it out as however. It's really however you want to do it. On the back, we have, again, a spot for the household income, and then you have your more household expenses, you know, your fuel, dining out, groceries, things like this. We do have an additional category here, and it is new for us. It's pets. We are a big-time pet-friendly family. We have 3 dogs. You heard my bird a minute ago. I also have a guinea pig, and I also have a 15-year-old cat. And as she gets older, her needs are getting more specialized. That is what made me that's what prompted me, rather, to create a pet section. Before pets, let me see, household, personal care, that all fell under groceries. I just always lumped them together. I was not one to separate them out. I do the shopping all at once, and I don't want to have to separate. $15 was dog food, $10 was toilet paper, and $25 was groceries. Instead, you know, I could have just done it all together as groceries. And that was just me. I didn't want to do that extra step. So that's how you go with that one. And with this being the inside sheet, it's a little bit different. You have your budgeted amount, and you still have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 additional spaces. So they give you plenty to fill in here. You have the budgeted amount, and then they break it up into weeks. So they give you 5 weeks to track it. So my husband gets paid once a month, and that is what we are used to. For the this is his 6th year of working for schools, and that was a new process. The last schools that he worked for was in Arkansas, the Cabot Public School District, one of the largest in the state. They paid on the 20th every month. So for the first 3.5 years of him working there, he got paid on the 20th, and I got paid every week. But I had smaller checks, whereas he'd have one large check. So I had to budget that. That was fine. I was a nanny for 2 girls for many years, and it got to the point that the girls were no longer needing a nanny. Their mom got a job a little bit closer to home. She used to travel daily. She put a lot of miles on her car every day. But she got a job closer to home, so they didn't need me anymore, which I knew was coming. I had done it for 8, 9 years. But I got hired on at the Cabot Public Schools. So we went from me getting 4 to 5 small checks that paid the bills and gas throughout the month, and my husband got one large check, which would pay the large bills, rent and, all that stuff, car payment and all that. So we learned really quick how to pay everything once a month, and I know a lot of people do that with the first of the month. I kind of wish we do get paid on the first, but we don't. The schools does not pay that way. So when we moved here, he got a job. Can't talk today. He got a job with our school district. I don't know, it's 5-10 miles down the road, and they pay on the 22nd. Well, that's a whole new process for me because I'm used to paying everything on the 20th when we got paid in Arkansas. So now I'm having to adjust it. It's not as big of an adjustment, but there are those bills that always come due right at the 20th, and I'm having to pretty much hold the money for a month because they aren't going to take them a month in advance. So I'm not so sure I'm going to handle this weekly thing. With the transportation, fuel, I definitely will. And probably groceries and the pets. Maybe not pets. I pretty much do my shopping once a month on them. I get everything I need in one time. It always looks like a lot. I mean, I buy a 50-pound bag of dog food for my 3 dogs. I have 3 small dogs, but they can go through 50 pounds of dog food. And I think, I want to say after I've bought 2 months worth, I end up with so much left over, I don't have to buy it on the 3rd month. It just kind of varies. It depends on if they're extra hungry. I am noticing they're starting to put on a little bit of winter weight, and they are hungry all the time right now. But for the most part, I probably am not going to break it down by the week. That's just me. But then you can total it up, and you can see the difference. Now, with the difference, we're probably going to throw the difference into, we're either going to throw it at paying off those few little debts faster, or we may just throw it into savings. I'm not sure. And then they give you a long note section. Probably, I don't know if I'm going to do it there or if I'm going to do it here, but when they give you your confirmation numbers, that's where I'm going to write it. It has saved me more than one time having those wrote down, so I tend to write those down in my mini planner, which you'll see that in a minute, and I also write it on the bill, so that way I see exactly what I'm doing. Here we have a motivational quote, a planning ahead section, monthly goals, notes, and then this. I am using this. We have determined to pretty much do a no spend challenge. We're not necessarily doing so great. The first 2 days in November we did not do great, but it's to try and make us more aware And as the months progress, we're hoping to get a little bit better at it. This does not include our groceries or our pet supplies. We already know that's going to be paid. I'm talking what is not budgeted here or here. If we succeed, say we don't really spend anything December 1st, I'm going to color it in and just go from there. I have been reading Dave Ramsey's book, so I'm thinking of going through the Total Money Makeover again. I have highlighted my book so it'll be easier to find, and find a quote from there that just really speaks to me for the month of December, and I'm going to write it here. But I'm going to wait till we get close to December. I have November's filled out already, and I don't really want to show you our bills. It's kind of personal. Not many people would want to show their income and their bills. So, you know, I know you all understand. Planning ahead. I'm not sure if I'm ever really going to use this too much. This may just be some chicken scratch where I can do some calculations if I need. Under the monthly goal, I think I'm going to put a little strip of washi tape and change this. My husband is a pastor. That is why we are living in Missouri. We moved from Arkansas to Missouri, pastoring a small little church here. And so the Bible's very important to us. And I think I'm going to go through as a couple with him, and we're going to find a scripture that just speaks to us. And that's going to be our December scripture. This is going to be just kind of, you know how everybody has the little affirmations of, you know, you are beautiful or you are kind. I think we're going to do something, and I'm not necessarily saying we're going to do this one, but we'll do something like, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. And that would be our December quote from the Bible. I'm thinking of doing that. So anyway, I'm going to take this back over here, and I'm going to try and pull one of these out one-handed. Not sure if I can do it. Now that I over-explained that. Well, I'm making a mess with these, but this is what happens when you are not used to doing this one-handed. Okay, so there's my big ones, there's my little ones. And you can see, let me see, I'll just take this first sheet away. They're roughly about the same size. It's a little bit different. But this one is wide enough for my classic. I'm going to go ahead and snap it back in, because I'm going to show you more what I did in the mini. And, see, again, not used to doing this one-handed. Not that you really need two hands to do that, but for some reason, the hand coordination's not there tonight. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Okay, so I'm going to try and close this up. Definitely not doing good with this one-handed thing. I am used to using both hands. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to show you the mini. That is what I'm trying to show you. I use these sheets in the mini. And I do have to address this. The big one came with 13 sheets. I needed 14. I wanted to start from the beginning of November and go through next December. But I needed 14. I only had 13 in there. So I took one of these. And this one has the expenses, and it has the date, the cost, description, and whether you paid cash, credit, or debit. And on the back side, you have bills, and it basically looks the same as the other as far as what is the bill, when is it due, how much, and did you pay it. I took this one and I threw it into my 2020 in the Classic for 1 month because I didn't want to buy another pack just for one page. So, again, this is my mini. Let's see if I can get myself to December. I know you're not supposed to decorate ahead, but it was cold and I was thinking so much about Christmas that I went ahead and pre-decorated in this one. I was also so excited to get it. Okay, as you can see, it fits nicely. The width is perfect. Now let me show you something about it though. When I snap it in, you'll see the problem. Can you see? It's a little too long. So I got to where I was like, okay, and you can kind of see right there. This bottom 3 rows, if I cut them off, it will fit. So I thought, okay. Well, let me back up. I'm jumping way ahead. You can't see the holes through this one as well, but this had the 6 holes just like the other one. I took the washi and I went across it one side and across the other because I knew I couldn't cut that off. If I cut it off, then I was going to be punching under the dates. I needed the dates. Same on the back side where it was paid. I needed that. So let me see if I can get it. Well, you can see a little bit of the holes right there, maybe. Or maybe that's the print. I don't know. Anyway, this was some Dollar Tree washi. The other one, I got that at Dirt Cheap, which is in several states. It isn't in Missouri yet, but when we go back to visit family, I tend to stop in there. I got that roll of washi for I think like 80 cents, but it was a Scotch brand, I believe. This one came from Dollar Tree years ago. I had thought I was going to get into bullet journaling, and I found out that's not really for me. I'm not one for doodling and drawing. I like it set up nice and crisp, and I just can't draw straight. Even with a ruler, I mess it up somehow. Anyway, I put washi on one side, and I wrapped it around, and I connected it to the other side. I cut it off, and I will show you. I know a lot of people uses the gift card method. I have the tape here. I use this, which is a putty knife. And I had got this idea from, her name is Johanna, and she lives in Hawaii. Her YouTube channel is JoJo's Hana, I think is how you say it. And I will link that video for you in the description. But this is what she uses. And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I just took some washi and I wrapped it around to make it look cute. But anyway, you put it down on the edge of your washi and you just yank it off. And it gives you a good clean cut. So that's what I used. Then I took it and I punched it. Now I do have to show you this. This is the punch I punched it with. I got this on clearance at Walmart for $16, which was half off. I've been using it, but let me see if I can get it to show you. The lighting might not work with me, so maybe I can do it this way. If you see at that end, how short that little stem is. But then look at this end, and the stem is really long. Everything I punch with this hole punch is like that. It's not straight. It's functional, but it's not straight. For the longest time, I thought, what am I doing wrong that I'm messing it up? You see how short that is? You see how long that is? Could not figure it out. I went back to Walmart, traveling back to Arkansas the other day, and they had 3 more. Well, this time they were $8. And I thought, I know I'm trying to save money, but if it works, then hey, I've got a perfect planner punch. If it punches crooked, just like that one, same Walmart, same clearance, they just hadn't got rid of them all, so they put them on sale another half off, which, you know, put it down to 75% off. If it doesn't work, and I tear one up with plastic or anything like that, then I've got a backup. I brought this home. This one punches perfect. I get the same stems on my little mushrooms all the way, which is the long ones. So this has become my new go-to punch. That one actually lives in a box and only gets brought out if it's a difficult thing that I don't care if it messes up as much as this one. So what I did, because you see they're both pink, they came from the same store. This is how it looks originally. I took a strip of washi and I put it in these 3 little sections so that I knew which one to use. So anyway, I punched it, which actually with that one, but you stick it in, you punch it, and that's when I discovered it was too long. So I have this, let's see if I can show you. It's a Westcott paper trimmer. And I'm not sure how well this is going to go trying to trim it one-handed. Okay, I'm just trying to take off those. Let's see how we can do this. Maybe I can put you closer and hold it with one hand. It's probably not going to cut straight. But I am sacrificing a piece for you guys. And it actually did pretty decent. It went a little crooked, but not too bad. This, I do have these. From all of them I put in my planner. There was a note section on the back. I pretty much cut the note section off. That's fine, I didn't need it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I know I will come up with something, and it has one little hole. It may just be a quick little tab, like a flag I put in there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to keep it. So now that that is trimmed down, it fits perfect. It flips, and it fits perfect. Between the two, I told you I paid, I believe it was $5.50 for them. Let me see these packages again. I paid $3 and $2.50, so $5.50 for both. I could not find anything cheaper in the Happy Planner. I believe just one pack like this cost $6. I could be wrong, but I knew I got 2 for the price of 1, basically. That is why I did that. And then I do have to tell you, always check your clearance section. They had 2 packs of these, and I've already taken this out. The Agenda 52. This was half off in the aisle, which made it $2.50, which would have been $5. But my husband was looking at clearance and he said, hey, look at this. They were $1.24. They were bigger. You can see it's been cut off. What I did with this, instead of adding the washi and punching it, I just cut it off. It still gives me a good sized little grid paper. And then I punched them. And you can see they're all moved, so the little mushrooms are all mismatched. And I'll show you what that looks like out of the package. This is made out of file folders and some cheap stickers from Walmart. The file folders was 6 of them for $1.96, and the stickers come out of sticker books at Walmart for $2.88. This was originally going to be my planner. I was going to make the whole thing completely, but then I got the sale. And in here, I have the big expander discs. Those were bought from the website, the Manby website. This was not bought on sale, but it was during Halloween, so they had a big promotion on shipping, and I can address that later on. But I wanted something big. I originally had the little mini disc, then I went to classic size disc. Now I'm up to these because this is my second half of my mini planner for the year. My mini planner got full very fast. This is a folder I made out of some cardboard. It came in a package from something. I don't know what it was. I know it came from Dirt Cheap and it cost me 10 cents. I don't remember which it was. It originally came from Target for $1. I got it for 10 cents and I liked the red and blue stars, and I thought, this is going to become a folder. So, or a divider rather. So I just made it, and I'll eventually cover that up. Again, okay, that's, here we go. Nope. I told the untruth. Okay, this is, I bought the expander pack so that I could use my mini planner right away. I only needed 3 months, so here's 3 months undated. And there's the stickers that go with it. Here they are. It's not this bigger one back here. That came from that big notes that I told you about. It's these. So it's still a pretty good size. Let me pull it out. And let me pull it out next to one of the pages from the expander pack for the mini. Just to compare. Okay, there's the mini expander pack. So that's your daily list with the dots. Let me see if I can get them to line up. Probably not. They're wanting to hang up on each other. Because again, like I said, my little umbrellas did not line up. So I'm going to try and just line them up so we can get a good view of them. So you see, it's a little shorter. Tiny bit shorter there. And it's not quite as wide. But it's still very functional. It's two-sided. It's not working with me. It is two-sided dot scale, dot with a gray scale. And it works perfect. It's good paper, quality thick. It actually, to me, feels a little bit thicker than this Happy Planner page. Not much, but a little bit thinner. Thicker. And I bought them 2 packs. At the time, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them, but I knew I'd hate myself if I didn't get them. So I got the 2 packs they had. They were $1.24. Originally $5, and in it is 24 double-sided sheets. So I got 2 double-sided sheets. All I did was cut off those 6 holes and punch it. That's just one way that we can get good paper, useful paper for cheap. Always check your clearance, and don't be afraid to look at other planner systems. If I hadn't have noticed, which honestly I would not have noticed if they didn't have it next to each other. If I hadn't have noticed these and knew I could change it, I would have spent more, or I would have walked out without them, and I would have still been a little bit frustrated on the way I was doing my bills, tracking my bills. Because if you're like me, I have a million notebooks, and in the notebooks has all these confirmation numbers, but it's never the same notebook. In a month's time, I can go through 4 different notebooks. So when I need something, I have to look through all these notebooks. I wanted something that was centralized. This was a way to do it cheaper. I got both sets of those budget sheets, these and the big sets. And then I got these 2 sets of the personal pages. Honestly, I think for maybe around the size of the big budget sheets of the Happy Planner, you can't beat that. I now have 48 double-sided dot sheets. I have, I think it's 24 of these double-sided ones that go in my mini planner, and I've got 13 sets of double-sided sheets that go in my classic Happy Planner. Don't be afraid to look around. Don't be afraid to use up some washi. It can be ugly if you don't like it, but you just want something that's going to be something where you can punch your holes. Don't be afraid to use it. Punch it and be done with it. It's definitely worth it. If you don't have the punch, I've done this with plastic. I haven't done it with the papers, but I don't see why this wouldn't work. You can take, let me see if I can find it. This is my little, it's a dishwasher basket, but it holds a lot of supplies. I know you can do this on the plastic. You just take it, you punch a single hole, you come back, and you cut a slit so it slips on the disc. So if you don't have the punch, it's fine. This was like $1. I think everybody has scissors. If not, this was like $1. $2. You don't have to have this. Don't be afraid to get the good stuff for cheap. I wouldn't have probably ever got them if the Agenda 52, I'm sorry, it was actually the Paper Studio. I know Agenda 52 is the planner type, but it was all Paper Studio supplies, 50% off. If I had not have seen those big notes everywhere, I probably wouldn't have got these. Don't be afraid to utilize what's in front of you. I hope you all enjoyed this. I know it was a little lengthy, but, you know, it's kind of getting to know me. I tend to ramble on, but I do enjoy shopping and helping share ways to save money. I've always been this way. I have been one that's been a couponer or shop sales, and I want to help you save money, same as me. If you get a good deal and you're doing it the right way, why not share it? Here was my good deal. Here was my really good deal. I could have bought this for $2.50 on the sale. I got it for $1.24. I got it 75% off. 2 packs. 2 packs for half price, basically, of what the sale was. I'm not sure. I would not pay $10 for 2 packs of paper. But I paid $2.48. That's just kind of a quick introduction to who I am. And I will be back with another video. And I hope you will join me. Spread the word. We all want to plan, but we don't want to spend all the money. And I know it's real easy to do because I cannot even begin to tell you how many stickers I have. I've bought them for the cheap, but after a while, that still adds up. So, spread the word. Let's do this together and on a budget. Have a great day. God bless.